practically skin and bones.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another installment of Underdog Gaming, here with a guide for Slim Bob in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I'm not gonna lie you guys, this is my favorite character in the entire cast. He came out recently in the DLC, he is free, and he is a ton of fun. He's already on the disc, they're just waiting to let him out, and he is a can of whoop ass just waiting to be opened. So without further ado, let's go through our regular criteria. Okay, now the first thing we are going to cover is his stance and what you can do out of it. Just like a normal stance, it's done with the usual pattern of forward, down, then down, forward. If you follow it up with 1, it does this. Causes a hard knockdown, hits high. If you follow it with 2, it does this. Really high launcher, and we're going to show you how to follow that up at the end of the video with the combos. It can be followed up with 1 plus 2. It can be followed up with 3. It can be followed up with 3, then 2. It's a pretty nice move. It can be followed up afterward, or it can be followed up with 4. Not very fancy looking, but it hits mid instead of high, so that's something, I guess. The next thing we're going to cover is his roll, which can be done either forward or backwards by pushing forward or back plus 3 plus 4. And there's a lot of things you can do out of it. You can do 1, which is a great way to follow up that Shoryuken we showed you. Can lead into some pretty devastating stuff if you do it properly. Now pushing 2 does this, hits mid, pretty good knockback. 3 does this, causes a nosebleed, causes them to fall on their ass. Set something up after that if you want to. 4 does this, and it switches sides. You can follow it up with some wall rising moves actually. And again, I'll have combos for this at the end of the video too, and the annotations below, because I'm not going to tell you the combos myself. I suck at that. And you can also follow that roll up with 3 plus 4. Sit on their face, Bob. Sit on their face. We should also note his Fat Boy Flip, as I like to call it, which is up 1 plus 2, and it can be followed up with 1. Honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't. It seems a lot safer to follow up with 1. It has a pretty damn good reach too, like, it's deceptive how far this thing can reach. Okay, now we're going to go back to our usual format. We're going to cover his best launchers. My favorite is forward up plus 3. Can follow it up with a lot of crap. And another good launcher he has is his down plus back plus 1 plus 2. Can follow it up with some pretty cool stuff. However, he also has his forward plus back plus 3. It's a pretty good launcher too. You can follow it up with certain things, but very limited range with that one. He also has the Shoryuken we showed you earlier. I'm calling it a Shoryuken. It's not a Shoryuken, but that's what I'm going to call it. It looks like it. That's the dash that I showed you, and then 2 out of it. That's pretty good. And he has a lot of launchers. He also has his down 3 plus 4. That's ridiculously powerful. And he's got a lot of good stuff all around, you guys. I cannot begin to describe how powerful this character is. He's going to need a nerf fast because he is just too damn good. The next thing we're going to cover are his bounds, and he has a few. My go-to bound is his forward plus up plus 1 plus 2 then 1. However, he also has his forward plus 2. That's also a bound. If you were to follow it up in something like this, see, it's also a bound. And I guess we should also note his command grabs that he has. He has a forward plus 1 plus 2. You can follow it up with some things, but it's kind of limited what you can follow it up with. He also has his while crouching down forward plus 1 plus 2. Looks something like that. Pretty good setup for certain attacks. And the next thing we're going to cover are his unblockables. Now, my personal favorite, even though it's really long and hard to set up, is back plus 3 plus 4. And you can cancel this with down plus back. And it leaves you in a pretty good stance to do something else, which is pretty cool. It puts them in a wall rising stance, so you can follow up with some pretty cool stuff. Or you can cancel out of it with 2. Keep your opponent guessing. Don't let them try to interrupt that shit. Another good unblockable he has is back plus 3 plus 2. Not quite as damaging as the first unblockable we showed, but a lot faster and a lot safer if it whiffs. One more thing we should probably cover are all the different mix-ups that he has. Now, my personal favorites are down back plus 4, 4, 4. But that can also be done in a different way. It can be done down back plus 4, 4, 3, 3. So so you can change it and keep things mixed up, which is pretty damn handy when you're using a character as quick as Bob. Another one of my personal favorites is up plus forward, 3 plus 4, then 4. Pretty sneaky, pretty quick. Another good mix-up is simply 1, 3, 3. Hits in all 3 areas, so it's pretty damn hard for your opponent to predict if they're not familiar with Bob. Pretty damn useful. Now, I guess the last thing we're going to cover are a few good bread and butter combos that Bob has, and here's my personal favorites. I will leave annotations below in case you get lost. And that about covers it for this Slim Bob Beginner's Guide, you guys. He's a really great character, and I only skimmed the surface. If you want an advanced guide, please leave so in the comments. I'm already working on some as we speak, and I hope to do a lot more Beginner's Guides to come, guys. So keep on watching for more Tekken Tag 2 Beginner's Guides with TrueUnderDawg.